What do you do with someone that has AS, that is addicted to their video gaming, or just people in general that is addicted to their video gaming? As I'm sharing with you all, they are constantly absorbed in their own world while they're gaming. They are having fun, and that their whole focus and attention is on the game and not on you or just the outside world in general. Now, as I am sharing with you all today, I'm AspieAnswersAll, and I'm going to be talking about video addiction, pretty much, of the video gaming, how it can affect us in a way for us people, especially with Asperger's syndrome, or just how it affects us, and some tips and advice along the way briefly with some examples of how we're going to go about it on this. But I'm just going to be in mind with you all too that it's not just us Asperger's syndrome people that goes about with this addiction of gaming, because obviously normal people, even though I don't like calling them normal, or NT people, do have that effect too of being in that world and focus of, you know, so game zoned out and whatnot, you know, and once come out of it, sometimes it's hard to break free from it, but with some simple steps and guidelines along the way, I am sure as hell it will be easy, despite the excuses that you may hear from some people along the way. I tell you now though, however, when I was a young girl, pretty much, I don't know how old, but I did start gaming with certain things on consoles and, you know, handheld games sets, you know, be it the brick game, you know, Tetris, and some other games, you know, on computers that has come about when I was young, you know. I'll sometimes play for hours, but then I know how my parents were trying to break free from me of those video gaming, basically just to, you know, replace it with something that was more functional for me, be it art, whatever, at that time. And I did, however, bear in mind, have certain hobbies and interests when I was a young child, even though many people at a young age tend to think that, you know, when you're young you can start really young in this gaming addiction phase, which could basically be about right. I'll admit that. Let's be real and honest here as I go further to take you on this understanding and awareness that what's going on with someone who has Asperger's, or just, like I said, normal, and is about to play video games all the time and doesn't pretty much go for any of you as well. I hope to share with you some tips, as I said. Anyway, for someone who suffers from AS or any other disorders, some of them may have had a hard yet stressful day. Okay, imagine that at the moment. Someone coming home from a hard, stressful day, and everything that they were dealing with, maybe, and I don't know if they were focusing on a few customers, on customer desks sort of thing, and it was so overwhelming for them to the point that they want to just, you know, go into their cave. Or another example is the hard day at school. Pretty much they are self-absorbing in all those different subjects and different times in the day, so to speak, and all they want to do is go into their cave and chillax. And that's when some of the guys, I see that mainly guys do it, but some girls are now coming out now gaming, that they want to chillax in their little cave, which is their room, for a time and zone out. That they want to desire and crave to be in control of something that wasn't in their control facility when they had that bad day. You see, what happens is whatever video game that they're playing on, be it, you know, fist fighting, be it shooting, you know, first player shooting, or whatever else that they interact with pretty much in their time of need, they're filling that needs on every level of spectrum. For example, okay, another one is like when you're online gaming, obviously you feel the need to connect and socialize with the people on the net somehow by just chatting up to them, hey, I would like to play with you, or maybe just want to talk to them, you know, while you're interacting with the video games. That's fine sometimes, but then, like, how I reckon is that while you're hiding behind that screen, computer screen, this is just my opinion, so bear with me, and you're playing a type of video game that has a storyline, and then you're in a character phase, like, how you say, example, I don't know, what's another a real one, I'm trying to remember, The Life of Us, or The Real Us, or whatever, the one that's just got that storyline that you're one of those characters. And that sometimes while you're in that heavy gaming, it may change your views and perception of life in general, just the game itself, you know. It's like as if you're, like I said in one of my videos, just shape-shifting from one character to the next, and you build with emotions and stuff, and you have to, you know, in your surroundings, think on how you're going to go about how to act, speak and think, you know, and then it's like you're in a different setting altogether, be it you're socialising with people on a beach, be it you're socialising with people in the party, different moods with the, you know, shape-shifting going on with that character, you know. But you got to remember though, some people may think, despite our perceptions and that gets changed, and while we're self-absorbed in that game, that basically it's just not reality, it's basically make-believe. People will then accept you when you're online and then tend to socialise with you, get to know your quirks, traits, you know, your behaviour, attitude, the way you speak, you know, even though they can't fully meet you in person, even if they are overseas, you know, while connecting with you. There is variety as you're playing with the different levels and stages in the game, be it, you know, with some games that you shoot people and then, you know, you score points as well. You're shooting your enemy on the front line, scoring points for that team. Basically, you're gaining trophies, you're getting recognition, you're gaining all sorts in that retrospect. Also, you're in control of the game, and you can do what you want when you want on that game, you know. There's no rules or boundaries, obviously, in the game. Well, in reality, we know there is rules and boundaries, and some rules can be broken to a point, but not all the time. Because obviously, what I'm saying here is you can do what you want when you want. Is basically you've got certain settings in your game that you can, you know, cheat things in. Be it like if you're stuck on a level, like here's an example, classic is people playing Minecraft. Put it on cheat mode, you know, don't want to waste the resources or materials, so they'll just bring in the Minecraft maybe, you know, a little bit of a block here and there of a material, like here's say, if someone couldn't make, I don't know, with me, I'm still beginning here, like a crafting table or some sort of, you know, equipment that's of use of that game, then they'll tend to do this, what have you. Anyway, as I said before, when it comes down to playing video games, it's good to have our needs met and desires met, you know, and with these needs met, we'll do it all the time, as well as obviously giving us the satisfaction sort of thing of these needs met. Now, the how-to, however, is the way to get people with AS or other disorders out of the gaming mode or just in their little, you know, world of their own, is basically, you know, stop the video game. You got to replace it with something else that they may like to do, sort of thing. You know, give them something maybe with their hands to interact with, to stim with, if they stim with their hands. Or basically, another replacement is basically pen and paper, drawing or something, or just some other video game that you think is not going to cause too much havoc for you, you know, if you guys are against violence or something, you know, even though many games now are out there with violence. What I'm sharing here is, with that classic example, is the term called, I think from memory, if I'm right, I'm trying to remember from my memory bank here, is either negative or positive reinforcement. If a child is playing video games and parents just turns off the video game completely, it's a no-no. Trust me. The world will break down on them, obviously. It'll be chaos and havoc, obviously, and you'll regret it later on, obviously, and like there will be the temper tantrums, the swearing, the cussing at you, and you know, they don't want to come out or something, they'll start screaming, leads to arguments, them misbehaving, you know. Find out what needs are being met while they were on the game, and then think, as I said, to find an alternative to replace it. I.e., some games could bring comfort to the child, as well as young teens, when it comes about all social interaction and connection. So, as I said before, find some other items or something that they enjoy to actually replace these modes of, you know, interaction, connection, comfort. There's just stimulation, something with stimulation involved. Because as you're going to realise though, sometimes when you do, however, not replace something, it shows the big case of fear, pretty much. Even though fear of everyday reality situations, be it if they're socialising in a reality realm of people around them in their age group, and they don't know how to communicate and stuff. You know, there are ways that some autistics that, you know, are non-verbal as well, and many people that think that, you know, people who are non-verbal in the autistic realm are stupid. But later, more on the piece about my thoughts on people's perception on that later. You gotta be realize if you're trying to replace everything one step at a time, regardless of what I said, bringing comfort, social interaction and whatnot. Do it slowly but not fast, because obviously everyone on the spectrum level is different when it comes down to, you know, everyday needs to be met. But you gotta remember though, however this happens today, that in our generation today there are a lot more gamers than usual, sort of thing, and a lot of children and teens alike will be playing video games of any kind. We need to sometimes maybe get used to it, or as what someone said to me, suck it up. You know, we don't need anything else besides our video games or what have you, which I find that really daunting. But as I said before, bear in mind those needs to be met, comfort, socialisation and all that, slowly but surely. Once you do that, you know, there'll be more peace, harmony and balance in the child's life, as well as probably yours, if you want them to socialise with you a bit more, you know, for them to choose from. Anyway, this is just a short blurb of basically video gaming addiction and Asperger's syndrome, as well as maybe just people in general, you know, when they're young and stuff, just to give you guys the heads up sort of thing of what I thought was basic. Like I said, I was hoping to bring up video gaming addictions and some other addictions, so this is one of them. So please give me a thumbs up, like, comment below, or sub to my channel for more weekly updates, hopefully, since I'm trying to do it day by day now, more than just Tuesdays and Thursdays as I was planning. Even though hopefully, like, with the comments, be aware that you shouldn't have to be too negative, especially on my AspieAnswersAll page, because at the moment I think, you know, getting a bit of hate messages, but that doesn't matter, because obviously hate messages can still motivate me, even though many people don't know me through these hate messages behind the screen, trolling with their hate messages. But without further ado, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you all soon.